mother's boyfriend made me realize how insecure my stepmother is.
I mean, if it helps, yeah.
My father has been married to my stepmother for 6 years, and they have 2 kids together. I'm 17 years old. I'm quiet, clean up after myself, and I work part-time, so I pay for many of my own things. I'm not perfect, but I've never been a problem. Still, she always made me feel like one. By the way, this comes from Master Tangerine 670. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Riley.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, it started with her showing annoyance whenever I went to my father's house. My mother taught me to always wash my own dishes, but I clearly remember hearing my stepmother tell my father that she would not clean other people's dishes or cook food for me.
So she's complaining instead of communicating that to you?
Yeah, also just doesn't even seem like that's true. I think that was the first time I felt like a nuisance in a place where I used to feel comfortable.
Aww.
That's so sad. My father and I used to take trips together, and I honestly felt excited about going on vacation with my little brothers. But then they started going on vacations together as a family, and I was no longer part of that family. She did not like me going with them. Then the Christmas photos started. It felt strange when they took a picture with me, and then she would say, okay, now one with my family. It's mean.
What? That is wild.
Mean. Why are you even getting with the guy that has a child if you don't even, want that? It's terrible. And I had to step aside. The photos they have hanging around the house show baptisms and family moments, and I'm not in them even though I was present.
Time out. Now I'm really mad.
What?
They're religious.
Yeah.
Baptisms, and they're over here. You're not a part of the family?
Yeah.
What happened to the guy that was like, love everyone?
They
not
didn't
listening
listen
to
to
him?
that. Nope.
What are we doing?
Not loving everyone. When my siblings were born, she really hated it when I was around them. She resented my presence. I remember once asking about this in a Facebook group about stepmothers and getting responses from women saying that my stepmother's behavior was normal. So I decided to try not to feel bad about it. Wait, what? Are you in a Facebook group with other stepmothers? And they're like, oh yes, of course. I always treat my children terribly. My stepchildren suck.
Sounds like OP's trying to find an answer, and this is where she's going.
I don't know if we should go to like the stepmother Facebook group.
Why not?
Well, I feel like that's where you find out, I don't know, you find all the other mean stepmothers, it seems.
It's spying on the enemy and understanding like the ammunition you can get.
It's like, how do I deal with my stepmother?
It's actually
I've
pretty
got to
smart.
go undercover. Yeah.
I'm going to start joining Facebook groups. Girls Unite Facebook group.
Hey ladies, we all have the same problems, right? Let's talk about them.
We clearly see that you're a guy.
What? No. I think as the years went by, it stopped hurting, or at least I thought it did. And I met my mother's boyfriend, who I will call Luigi because he looks like him. He has been dating my mom for 2 years, but he has been her friend for many years. He has a son from previous relationship. Luigi is really kind and funny, and it felt strange to feel comfortable around him. One day, he was organizing a vacation, and I was happy to hear him include me in his plans. His sons and I get along well, so he even invites me on outings with them. My mother is pregnant, and I think that revived old trauma related to my stepmother. I automatically expected to be left aside by Luigi, but that did not happen. My mother and Luigi always include his son and me in every plan.
Aww.
That's so lovely. This is so good. At least you have one side of the family who wants you around. Because of this, I slowly began to realize that my stepmother's behavior was not normal, even though it still hurt.
Luigi knows how to keep the bros together.
Yeah, he's
super.
He's a super bro. Super stepdad, I guess, situation. Super Mario Bros. Yep. Super Luigi Bros. Maybe he lives in a mansion. Could be good. Everything came to a head yesterday when my father and his family were going to take the typical Christmas photo. My father told me he would take one with me later, like every year, and that he keeps them in his office. I stayed home. Yeah, why would you even come? He's like, yeah, you can come over. You're not going to be in the pictures. Like, I'm going to take a selfie with you on my phone later, but these ones are just for the family.
You know what OP is? She's the sweater that your grandma made for you, but you never wear, but you still keep around because it's from your grandma.
Aw,
That's what OP is.
Oh, that's so sad. Go give this beautiful sweater to Luigi. He'll appreciate it.
He'll wear it.
I felt silly for feeling sad again. My mother hugged me, but I was tired, and I finally told her about the real treatment I've been receiving.
I was about to ask, have you
Did
told
your
her?
mom know?
Yeah.
For the first time, I saw Luigi angry. He called my father, and I heard him tell him everything.
Whoa.
I even laughed a little when he said my stepmother was an insecure psychopath. Nice, Luigi, standing up for OP.
I mean, someone had to be a dad in this scenario.
Yeah, and your dad wasn't doing it, so Luigi stepped up.
Dude, remember all the stories that we get of the dad gets with like his new boo thing, and the new boo thing doesn't like the kids.
Yeah.
And the dad's just like, whatever.
I guess that's fine.
This is normal now.
Never liked that kid anyway. Yeah.
I feel like that speaks a lot about their character.
Yeah. Bad dad. Not great person. Although Luigi apologized to my mother afterward, he told her that what I have been experiencing is a form of psychological child mistreatment, and that he will not be involved in it anymore. Hearing those words made me realize it's true. I have been bullied by a grown woman just for existing. She's insecure about a child. I was a kid when I met her. I was a kid when she made me feel insecure in my own house. I was a kid when she started calling me a weekend daughter. Oh my God.
Whoa. She called you a part-time daughter?
That's crazy.
Actually, I would call my grandmommy that for my great-grandfather.
The part-time wife?
Yeah. She only came on the weekends, dude.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
But you can't say that about a daughter?
No.
Okay.
Not when
okay.
she's 17 and already being bullied.
Mm.
I do not want to see my father again. I do not want to live my adulthood around a person who hates me. At the same time, I do not want her to win by giving her what she wants and making me disappear. Honestly, who cares about her?
Yeah.
Do what you need to do, not what she wants. Ignore her.
And if you're watching this and you've been through this, I'm really curious. How did you get over that? What does your life look like now at holidays?
Yeah. Do you still have a relationship with that family member? Or...
Because this sounds dark,
Yeah.
but you only have to deal with your parents when you get older around holidays.
I mean, it doesn't really sound dark. It's just, it can be true for some people.
Well, it's sad to me. I
yeah,
think it's dark.
I think it's sad.
So it's like, okay, I don't have to deal with these people for 2 days out of the year, for 2 weeks out of the year, really.
Yeah. I mean, right now, OP's 17, so I think that, I don't know if she's like looking at it that way yet, because she's still a minor, but I definitely would be looking into how do we get your mom to have full custody for right now.
Yeah.
Edit. Apparently this post was shared in a subreddit about stepmothers because I have been receiving private messages from people trying to justify my stepmother's behavior. What's up with all these stepmother groups? Stepmothers are in like a little like freaking cult of the stepmothers. And they're like, well, you can't say that about her. She just doesn't like you. It's not her fault.
I was more imagining like a stepmother. Is it the community club? What is that called? Country club. Like a stepmother country club because they got their Botox in. They got their like big sunglasses on.
Yeah.
And they're all like with their minivans.
They all have minivans. This is just the bad stepmothers, guys. Don't worry.
Okay.
I will not answer those messages and will block those accounts. I do not need anyone turning the person who hurt me into the victim. I do not need a group of cruel adults trying to make me feel guilty for what happened when I was a child. If you're 17 still, you're still a child. Absolutely nothing justifies mistreating a child. Being a stepmother is difficult? Then try being a little girl who doesn't understand why an adult living in the same house hates her.
Dude, who knew that Cinderella would be so true over all these years?
I guess. I mean, we keep reading these Cinderella stories. But I don't understand why anyone in the comments is trying to see the stepmother side here.
I know why.
Why?
Because they are the stepmom.
Yeah.
They feel that way.
And they've done it.
And they've done it.
Yeah.
And this is the only place on earth that they can voice themselves.
Yeah.
And have support.
Yeah, clearly they're getting somebody to support them. Comment 1 says, have you talked to your dad about this? How can he allow this? I'm so sorry you were mistreated, but it's good that you have Luigi.
Yes, W's in the chat for Luigi.
Luigi comes through every day.
We got Rob, Luigi, and
Rob.
Don't you remember the Rob story?
No.
Everyone in the comments tell Sophia about the Rob story.
Yeah, let me know. TLDR, Rob.
Basically, Rob was a stepdad, and he paid for his little girl's like college, all this stuff, wedding, and then OP, the little girl, her dad comes into the picture.
Yeah.
And it's like, will you forgive me for not being around? She said yes, and then he was like, can I walk you down the aisle? And she said yes instead of Rob.
No, I remember this.
Who was there for everything.
No, Rob.
And Rob still, with a loving heart, forgave her,
Wow.
but was hurt and like was like, I can't. I gotta keep myself a boundary, but I still love you. But he's still like, I don't know what all
Ouch.
happened, but
Aw.
I remember what Rob made me feel.
Yeah. Rob and Luigi.
Yeah, guys, what are the like top 3 step parents in OK Storytime history?
Yeah. Name them in the comments below. OP says, in the past, I talked to my dad about feeling bad when she kept my siblings away from me. When the first one was born, I remembered my dad scolding her and telling her to let me hold him. But he never did anything more than that. He has pictures of me at his workplace and in his home office. But he's like, I have a picture of you.
Yeah, stop making me feel so bad.
It's in my drawer.
You're on the wall. Give me a
Yeah.
break.
But it hurts that he has to keep me hidden, as if I were his secret, illegitimate daughter. Comment 2 says, well, I guess we know who your real father figure is. How is Luigi more of an adult than anyone else in your life? Can we all agree Luigi is an amazing human? OP, Christmas is around the corner. Please make sure he gets a gift under the tree. He's an amazing person. And OP says, he wants a scratching post for his cats, so I plan to give him a big one with my mom. And OP responds to a downvoted comment about being more comfortable around her mother's partner than her father's wife. OP says, what is not understood? It feels strange to feel comfortable around my mother's partner, since I never received that treatment from my father's partner before. It feels strange to feel comfortable around a parent's partner for the first time. Strange does not always have a bad connotation.
You know, I will agree to that.
Yeah.
The only thing I guess I can relate to this is I have a friend that he's dating someone right now, and the parents are a little bit colder to him whenever he's used to his family being like, oh, like hugs whenever they first greet. And he's been telling me he's been having to like work on that and work on like getting that relationship with his partner's parents like good to go. And it feels the same in this scenario.
Mm-hmm.
If you're so used to
One, a form of affection
yeah,
or lack of affection in OP's case.
lack of affection, and this other guy's giving you unconditional love,
You're like, whoa,
it could be a little awkward.
this is what it's supposed to be like? All those stepmothers in that Facebook group said what she was doing was normal.
It should be doing that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, this unconditional love will be so infectious to your life that you're able to spread more of it to others.
Yeah, keep it going. But 10 days later, OP says...
I'm assuming this is after the holidays.
I don't know. We'll find out. After the day Luigi set boundaries with my father and stepmother, my father did not call or say anything until several hours later when he sent me a message saying, I'm so sorry, Iha. I love you.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you got to put action to those words. You can say sorry, but it doesn't really mean anything.
But several hours later, though.
Yeah, well, maybe he was like trying to figure it out, but I don't honestly think it means anything until he starts showing up for OP. And even then, OP might not want to have a relationship with him. I felt strange reading it. It did not make me cry or feel loved. I always wanted to be a daddy's girl. I always loved my father and cherished the few moments we had together without my stepmother making bitter comments. But when I read that message, I felt nothing except thinking, same old thing. I did not reply. My father kept pictures of me in his home office, but why do I have to be a secret? I am not the daughter of a lover he wants to hide. Why does my existence need to be hidden? My face cannot be in the house where I lived? It sounds silly now because I used to feel happy seeing my photo there. I felt special thinking Dad has put me in his office while he works. As I grew older, that feeling disappeared and turned into something darker and more realistic. A day after that message, I decided to talk to my father and stepmother. My mother and Luigi offered to come with me, but I chose to go alone. I told my father I would not return to the house as long as he remained married to her. I think my words affected him because he apologized again and said he loved me and that we could all go on vacation together. I wanted to be the bigger person, but they are the adults. I have been the bigger person since she arrived, and I'm exhausted. I told my father I do not want to go anywhere she is. Even if he sets limits now, I don't want to surround myself with that energy anymore. I think it's healthy to start setting boundaries. I have read comments from people over 35 who still endure cruel stepmothers just to see their fathers or siblings. I don't want that future. I do not want to spend my adulthood sharing dinners with a woman who hates me. I am terrified of having children one day and them having to call her grandma. I do not want to pretend everything is fine.
Yeah, that it's not good for anybody.
Yeah, no. You shouldn't have to do that. You should be around people that want you around.
I feel like you could get a fake mom though, like a fill-in grandma.
Well, OP's got her actual, her bio mom.
But you need like grandma on this side, grandma on that side. You could get a fake grandma.
I feel like she's got her bio mom, and then presumably her bio mom has a mother.
Everyone deserves two grandmas.
Well, Luigi. Bet Luigi's got
That's a grandfather.
Yeah, but Luigi.
I'm not talking about parents. I'm talking about for whenever OP has a kid. That kid needs two grandparents. I'm proposing getting a fake one or someone that's a close family friend, and that's considered grandma.
Wouldn't OP, whoever they were with, they would also have a mother that would become a grandparent?
Well, because it's a stepmom.
Yeah, but they don't need the stepmom.
Well, it's like stepmom and biological dad. So we just get rid of that side?
Yeah, we just get rid of that side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Push
I
them
see
off.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
That's all right. Everyone deserves 4 grandparents.
Yeah.
My father told me he cannot leave her because she's his wife and the mother of his children.
What
Not
about
mother of all your
OP's
children.
mom?
Yeah, you seem to have left her. I told him I understood, and that is why I will not come back.
Ooh.
He saw something in her if they have been together for years. In a way, they deserve each other. One is cruel, and the other failed to protect me. We argued and raised our voices, especially when she said I was always problematic and needed too much of my father's attention. Their true personalities came out when she said that spouses come before children. And my father agreed? That's crazy.
Really?
Spouses come before your kids? You can divorce your partner. Your kid is always going to be your kid.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's kind of crazy. To me.
I get that.
That's kind of crazy to me.
Really?
Yeah.
That you would prioritize your spouse over your kids?
Absolutely.
In this scenario, yes, but overall,
I don't think like
I disagree with that. I think like I would prioritize my spouse over my kids.
what?
Yeah.
In what way?
Okay. The scenario I'm thinking about is day to day.
Okay.
They want to do sports and they're all crazy, like, oh, like, Dad, I need to go to basketball practice here. Dad, I need to go to this here. Day to day, that's going to strain my relationship with my wife because I'm going to have to be an Uber driver for these kids. Thus, I'm going to be like, guys, Mondays, it's your only day you guys can play basketball.
What?
Well, like, they can play on the weekends too, but like on practices on Mondays,
I
you
think
guys can do that.
I mean, you should
But I'm not.
make sure you have a good relationship with your partner while you are raising kids.
Yeah, and I know like kids will be tough, but what I'm trying to say is I'm going to make sure they're good, they're well kept and everything like that. I'm not overextend myself to my kids so I don't spend time with my partner.
Well, yeah, you want to make sure you have a good relationship, but I don't think that means you're prior. I don't know. I
mean, we can have different opinions.
I disagree.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the way that the dad's going about this
Yeah.
is completely wrong.
I could not help but compare that to my mother and Luigi, who always put me and his son first. My mother always asked me if Luigi treated me well when they were getting to know each other. By the way, you can treat us well by listening to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. And there is a little bit left to this story, but it seems like you've got the people you need in your life. And that's all you need.
Yeah. Luigi's pulling some weight here.
Yeah, Luigi knows how to parent.
He knows what unconditional love is.
Yeah.
We love Luigi. Team Luigi.
Team Luigi
Luigi was
for the
always my
win.
favorite Super Mario bro.
of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, look at me.
that makes sense.
I'm wearing green.
He's got a mansion. Does he? Is that his mansion?
It's Luigi's haunted mansion, yeah.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
never played it though.
Did he buy the mansion?
I think he's just exploring it.
Okay.
Kind of his premise.
In the end, I made it clear that as long as they're married, I will never step foot in that house again and will never be in the same place as her.
Ooh.
I told my father I also need space from him. He said he loves me, but I am tired of that kind of love. I felt depressed for a few days, but today we finished decorating the house for Christmas, and my mother's excitement rubbed off on me. Luigi went to pick up his son, so tomorrow we will all be together. Maybe I let my stepmother win, but I think I'm winning too by not having her in my life. Top commenter says, you did not let her win. You won by standing up for yourself. Your dad is the one who truly lost. You set boundaries, and he chose to prioritize her over protecting his child. He may realize it one day when he misses graduations, weddings, and future grandchildren. Until then, he is only himself and her to blame. I'm glad you have Luigi in your life, and I wish you all the love and happiness you deserve. And that is the end of the story.
Wow. We're going to get a lot of heat for the prioritizing your partner over your kids.
I think it's good to make sure that your relationship is still strong while you are raising children.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I would consider that prioritizing your children or your relationship over your children. Because I think when you bring a child into the world, you kind of...
No, you're definitely responsible for it.
You got to make sure they're all good.
Man, step parents. I never had one.
Nor did I.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Maybe we should go check out those Facebook groups.
To get some insight.
Yeah. Insight on these stepmothers.
Has
And
anyone
stepparents.
has anyone had a good step parent before?
I feel like we've had a lot of people in our chats who've said they've had really good step parents. So let us know in the comments. But we've got another story coming right up.
I just found out I am pregnant while my eldest child is critically ill.
Terrible timing.
I'm a woman in my 30s and just found out I am pregnant. My eldest child is currently in an induced coma due to a post-surgical complication after a planned procedure.
Oh my goodness, that's terrible.
I'm praying for you. The timing is insane, and I feel like I'm experiencing a massive amount of emotions due to these conflicting situations. By the way, this comes from Critical Biscuit, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. I'm Riley.
I'm Sophia.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, not medical advice, like this story. But if you guys have any medical advice you could put in the chat, please do, or anything else you'd like to add. On one hand, I am terrified I will lose my child. Their status is more stable today than it was a week ago, but their condition is still extremely serious. Doctors are hopeful that they will make a full recovery. On the other hand, having more children is something we very much want as a family. We've been married for over 10 years and already have a child as well. The timing of this pregnancy is completely unexpected. I guess, yeah, having a kid in your 30s, you already have one.
Well, two, I think. I think they said that
Oh,
they
they
have
have
another
two?
child. Yeah.
Oh, they're having 3.
Yeah. So it's his third child, and you have already, one child who is very ill. That is a lot to take in.
This might give some hope, OP. The type of stories I hear about this is when a woman goes up in church and is given like her testimony or like something that has happened that's amazing. And they'll start with a hardship like this.
Yeah.
And it ends beautifully.
Yeah, so I feel like it's going to end great for you.
I hope. It's not looking so good right now.
Yeah.
How can I feel happy when I also feel so deeply sad and scared at the same time? Anyways, Happy New Year. I'm just sharing this to the void. We have some comments. TJ Klein09 says, "Oh, honey, I cannot imagine all the thoughts currently rolling around your head. Do yourself a small favor. Take a few deep breaths. You are no good to yourself or any of your children if you're constantly in a frazzled state. Understand what is going on with your child is going to be a day-to-day situation, but you need to take care of yourself as best as possible so you can be present and healthy for the information the doctors need to give you. I know that sounds easier said than done, but having people come and visit you or bring you snacks can really help. Are there people in your life who can do that? Do you have people to talk to? If not, hospitals usually have social workers who are excellent with these situations. Ask a nurse about having one come to see you. Although I have never been in your position, I have been through the same difficult things and had to reach out for help. It is incredibly hard to do, but it is also incredibly important. And often people want to truly help you. From another mom, please know that you are doing the absolute best you can right now. Big internet hugs, if that's okay. Edit big internet hugs and not bugs. I am leaving it here because I hope it makes you laugh.
Big internet bugs. I hope they make you happy.
The
That's-
viruses.
yeah.
Yeah, now she has a virus on her
Yeah,
phone.
dang it. No.
Thanks, commenter. Oh, he says, thank you for the laugh and the internet hugs. Our friend group has really rallied around us as we do not have much family here. Our village is small, but we are incredibly grateful for the support we have received. The hospital also has been great about offering support. It's not a great situation to be in, but we are comforted by the kindness we have received. Thank you again. Update 11 months later.
I think it's going to be okay. I think OP right now is just feeling guilty for feeling happy and also
Yeah.
scared.
When she's supposed to be in a season of like sadness.
Yeah, and I don't think that's a bad thing. But also there's not really much you can do about like people can tell you, "Oh, it's okay to feel happy and scared at the same time." But it's still is confusing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think everything will be okay.
My uncle got in a really bad accident, a car accident when I was 10. And like, I think every week or every few days we had to drive all the way down to Charlotte to see him. And I always had a good time because there was like family there. We were playing
Yeah.
cards and we were just hanging out with the family.
Yeah. It's like having like fun at a funeral. Like you're having like a nice conversation with someone at a funeral.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, oh, I should be somber. It's like a sad time. But, happiness can be found even in the darkest of places. So,
I posted this on a page almost a year ago after finding out I was pregnant while my eldest child was in the ICU fighting for their life. I thought it might be nice to share an update that is actually very positive
yay.
and truly a best outcome case.
Yay.
After a 58-day hospital
Oh, wow.
admission,
Oh, my goodness. That's crazy.
we're going to have to start paying rent there. My eldest child was able to come home. Her recovery was long and had its challenges, but she's doing much better now. After returning home, we had to switch her care to a local children's hospital. They were able to intervene and create a new medical plan for both short-term and long-term management of some of her chronic health conditions. We feel incredibly supported now and confident that we are in good hands with our new care team. The overall experience was very traumatic for our family, but we received tremendous support from close friends, and thankfully, we got through it all together. Being newly pregnant while having another child in critical condition was extremely difficult. The hormones added to an already heightened emotional state, and dealing with symptoms like morning sickness while being away from home was not easy. Hospital food especially was awful, with dealing with nausea and food aversions. Despite everything happening at the time, the baby did well, and
Yay.
I had an otherwise unremarkable pregnancy.
That's what you want. You want an unremarkable pregnancy when you got a lot going on.
Guys, if you want an unremarkable pregnancy where we give you a child, go to your favorite podcast platform, search up Storytime, click just that, and we will impregnate you
What?
through the platforms of Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or iHeartRadio.
We can't do that.
So you'll become pregnant with all these great stories.
Okay, we could do that.
Yeah. We have a little bit left here. The only unremarkable pregnancy I heard was from my cousin.
Yeah.
Have I told you about this?
No.
She had Emery. She said it was so easy. It happened in 32 minutes. And she was able to like
Just grab it.
grab the baby out.
That feels remarkable to me that it's that quick.
Yeah. And that was that easy. And she didn't have to push or
Yeah.
anything.
I would remark on that.
Yeah. She had pictures and she showed it to my mom. I was like, I do not want to see those.
Don't show me.
She's like, you want to see the I'm like, no.
Yeah.
She
She's like, "It's
actually
so
was like,
remarkable."
don't look at these, but I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, wild to me. I need to ask her about Elsie if that was the same thing. I don't even know if that was easy or not.
Her other child?
Yeah.
You got to find out.
I'm gonna call her.
Find out which pregnancy was remarkable or not.
Yeah.
We need a list.
I ended up having our third child in August. They are such a bundle of joy and have brought so much happiness and love into our family. There was a point when I truly thought I might be losing one child while gaining another, and that was hard to imagine, to feel happiness and grief at the same time. Thankfully, that was not the outcome. Now I can go into this holiday season with my 3 beautiful children.
Yay!
Last year, we spent Christmas in the hospital. This year, we are beyond excited to be home together. Thank you for reading, and I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season and a happy new year.
That's great.
That was so sweet.
So sweet. You
Wow.
have 3 beautiful children, and it's the holidays. It's great.
That is great. Yeah, nothing like that really happened to my fam.
Yeah.
thankfully.
Neither in mine, to my knowledge.
Wow. If you guys have something you'd like to share that could maybe help someone out or help yourself out to vent, please comment down below. We'd love to hear it.
But we've got another story, and we're going to get that ready. My cousin expected me to accommodate her after copying my wedding date.
Unacceptable, no.
And this comes directly from the r/okstorytime subreddit. I, 23 female, am getting married next month to my amazing fiancé, Dean, 22 male, and we recently just bought and moved into our own house a little over a month ago.
Congratulations in this economy?
Yeah, 22. By the way, this comes from Drama Mama 4, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Riley.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, background. My dad is the middle of 3 brothers. This is more concerning the youngest brother and his family. He's the only brother still married and has 4 kids, 2 of which are right at my age. His daughters, Hannah, 22 female, the oldest, and then Murphy, 20 female, the second oldest, have never gotten along with me. Anytime I try to talk to them at any family event, no matter what I say, it could be about the weather, and they would laugh at whatever I said and then walk away. It honestly felt like I was a laughingstock no matter what I said for no reason, because all I did was open my mouth to speak. They told me several times growing up, "You think you're better than us because you went to public school?" They were homeschooled by their mom.
Ah, I see.
Then yeah.
Yeah, we are. We are better than you.
Yeah, sorry. But here's the thing. I never said or thought that ever. Yeah, they just feel insecure because they were homeschooled.
They know that. Every homeschooler knows that feeling.
Both of my parents raised me and my younger sister, 18 female, to have a focus on family and doing what you can for others, even if it's not much. I've always been family oriented, but these 2 never came to any family events, and when they did, they would complain about being there and or leave early. Mind you, they all 6 live with my grandma in her house, and the events were mostly always at her house, so it made it even more uncomfortable for everyone. We have a big extended family on that side that is very close-knit and do events throughout the year. They never see Hannah and Murphy, but our dad and us went to every single one and helped with planning and anything else. I mostly help tend to the older generation and cooking. On to the actual situation at hand, because that's honestly usually something I could ignore, but now things have escalated and I feel like I need to protect myself and distance myself, and it sucks because it's family. I got engaged December 2024, and by beginning of February, we already had our date, venue, and all big vendors dealt with. I'm very type A when it comes to deadlines, and I know weddings need advanced planning, so I did that to make sure we didn't have to worry about it, because my fiancé was finishing up his schooling. He graduated top of his class this past May.
All right.
Congratulations. Because of the lack of closeness to my immediate cousins, Hannah and Murphy, I ended up asking my second cousin, Gia, to be in my wedding as a bridesmaid. Mind you, Gia and her brother grew up with us and hanging out more than any of us did with our other cousins. But for some reason, Murphy believes they're closer when they don't even speak, from what I'm aware of from Gia.
What? How does that work? Like we're closer people whenever we don't speak to each other? How does that work?
I don't know. This is weird. I had my sister, a cousin from each of my parents' sides, and then 2 of his cousins. He has 6 friends and his brother for his groom's party. We asked our people in March. So we get to the past Easter, and the youngest uncle tries to take charge of the family get-together. But mind you, the event is at my dad's house, who lives on a lake. My uncle showed up and mowed the grass the morning of. Seems good. What's the issue there?
Thank you for mowing my grass.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to assert dominance.
Yeah, he's like, "This is my grass. I'm going to mow it all for you." And OP's dad is like, "Okay.
Some people are weird about
do
that. Did you know that? Like, don't mow my grass. I mow my grass.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's a thing.
We don't have a grass lawn, so.
Yeah. I mean, we do, but we have someone else do it.
No, I meant at my parents' house. I didn't think about this one. We've got like
Got like a patch of grass.
Yeah, I guess out in the back. But we also have gardeners. So, do we still have gardeners? I don't know. We might not have gardeners anymore. Anyway, we may or may not.
That's a
have
Valley
gardeners.
Girl thing to say. That's
What? Well, we used to, but then the people that we worked with before broke our glass door twice.
why.
not intentionally, but they kicked up a rock the first time and shattered the door, and then we had to buy a new one. And then literally a month later, I was sitting in there and they did the same thing and shattered the new glass door.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if we still have gardeners or not. Anyway,
Sorry, how old were you when this happened?
this was like a couple years ago.
I thought you were a teenager.
No.
Sorry. Anyways.
They kept making comments about how Murphy was about to get proposed to. Well, I told my dad things weren't adding up, and lo and behold, they had actually planned a surprise engagement party for Murphy at my dad's house who had no idea. There were like 40 to 50 people there, which they asked my dad if my cousin could have 2 to 3 friends come with me because they were still celebrating. And before we could even understand about the engagement party and not having an Easter, my aunt decides to look at me and say, "Well, looks like we got the first celebration at your dad's great new place." The woman smirked at me. What? Is that? I don't know. This feels like a small issue.
Mm-hmm.
I guess she's just trying to assert dominance as well. Say, well, we got here first. You
I
can
think
have
so,
the first
yeah.
thing. It doesn't really matter. You can have the first thing.
Yeah, have fun with it, I guess.
We'll have the last. Hopefully not the last. That'd be sad. Also, I want to note our dad told them Easter needs to be before 4 p.m. because I had to leave to get my mom, who was on a cruise for her spring break. She's a teacher, which is okay because we usually do holidays at like 12 to 1 p.m. They didn't show up until I was leaving, so it felt intentional that they didn't want me there, which is okay because I left anyways. But my sister stayed because she's still switching between parents, and she said they made her feel unwanted there as well. Also, before I left, they made a comment about how I was wearing a white t-shirt, and then Sarah was in her bathing suit. We were supposed to be tubing and swimming with family for Easter, and I didn't know it was an engagement party. So sorry I wore white when our entire family, including oldest uncle, didn't know about the engagement party. Yeah, they're like, how dare you?
If she would have known, yes, but this is wild.
Yeah, you can't expect someone to know your secret dress code. That's fine, it's their party. Let them celebrate my cousin Murphy. I was genuinely happy for her because I know we just weren't close growing up, so it is what it is, but I'm still happy for her. But here's the fun part. A month later, I'm taking our grandma to the doctor for a checkup, and on the way home, she decides to drop what I call the atomic bomb.
Oh.
She tells me Murphy has set her wedding date, and it's 2 weeks before mine, and she's looking at my venue. What the heck? So the aunt did the thing with your dad's place and was like, well, we got the place first. And your uncle's mowing the lawn or whatever, and your cousin Murphy's trying to steal your wedding venue?
Why is this a competition?
It's so weird.
I thought we were family.
I guess not. I had just ordered all of my save the dates and got my addresses and guest list sorted out. And with divorced parents, it's already hard. And then my fiancé and I both just have huge families. Plus, there's the etiquette in the family of who you have to invite, which I don't mind because I love my extended family because we see each other so often and I care for them. But it does dwindle down who I can invite personally for my friends and people in my life that's not extended. Our grandmother proceeded to tell me who I'm allowed to invite and not, and it was basically her listing every family member from my dad's side, as I don't need to invite because it'll be hard to go to 2 weddings that close in this holiday season. Mind you, Murphy doesn't speak to any of them, and she doesn't come to anything. And when she does, she doesn't speak to anyone but her sister and her husband. So why would they even go to her wedding? Why is this grandma trying to control everything? I think you just invite who you invite because you had it first. And whoever comes, comes. You leave it at that.
It is very strategic why they did it 2 weeks after because...
Or 2 weeks before? Is it?
Or 2 weeks before the wedding. Because going to another wedding 2 weeks after, you have to buy plane tickets, hotels.
It's expensive.
It's not fun. You don't want to do that back to back.
No. I don't know why she's doing it to OP. It's so strange.
Well, it seems like, from what I've gotten, OP's dad and OP's dad's brother, your uncle, the dad and uncle have this weird competition thing going on. And it's very passive aggressive. It may have seeped down and this is their way of saying they're better.
The uncle has passed it on to his daughter.
Yeah, because the kids earlier were like, oh, you think you're better than us because you're public school?
Yeah, true.
It might be that.
I think they've just been, like, this competition has been ingrained in them. And OP's just kind of there thinking, what?
Why are we doing this?
What? Why are we fighting? I called my dad and told him what happened after I dropped her off. He was furious and went straight to his brother, and they had an argument. So this whole year has been hectic because they even made us sit down together to finish the argument for them. This is what Murphy told me when we met at Starbucks. She can only pick that date because she doesn't want to wait 6 more months to move in because she has to be married first. Okay. And her school friends from out of state said that's the best option for them. My dad should have known better and was supposed to tell me I'm not allowed to get married in that month because she's always planned to do that herself. Mind you, all my crap was figured out 2 months before she even got engaged. Tells me she's envious of my relationships with our extended family because it already got around to the extended family and they told her and her parents off from what I heard. I also learned that when our dad spoke, they came to an agreement that Murphy was not allowed to invite specific family members, if not most, to her wedding because they were already committed to mine, and they don't even speak to her dad or her ever. And apparently their whole generation is in agreement what happened was messed up to do. At least everyone's on your side.
Yeah, that makes it easier.
Because I feel like we read a lot of stories where these people are, either are telling you that you're overreacting or would go to like Murphy's wedding. So
Yeah, right?
It's good that you're not in those stories.
Oh,
I was made to feel like I needed to cancel and give her that time because I'm usually the one to drop my own and do for the family because that's what I've always done. But my dad told me no, and that I had mine planned out and I did all the hard work already. And plus my save the dates were already out. But after that, I spoke to my fiancé and we agreed to remove Murphy from the guest list for our wedding because with how this year has gone with the family drama, we do not want that at our wedding.
in a way, they caused the drama. They're responsible for it.
Who?
Murphy.
Yeah. I mean, she's already creating drama, so obviously you don't want to bring that into your wedding. Plus, I have a feeling she'll wear white because I didn't know and did so at her engagement party.
The ultimate cardinal sin.
Yeah, OP invites her to the wedding, and she shows up in a wedding dress, and she's like, well, oh my God, I didn't even know it was your wedding day. I didn't even know.
I must have got the dates confused.
I haven't seen Murphy since our conversation either. Any family event we've had since, way less than we usually have each year, but I have seen Hannah and their parents. Hannah keeps coming up to relatives I'm speaking to and gets them to stop speaking to me to have a conversation with her. That's so weird.
That is super weird.
Why is
What?
everyone just letting that slide?
What?
And as for their parents, they keep questioning me and my dad about information on my wedding. And so far, we've had some issues, but nothing too big, because I keep big or important things about the wedding to just myself and my mom and my fiance's mom due to my cousin's drama. Now it's Christmas time, and here's the issue. I'm not going to my dad's side stuff anymore due to them causing issues and making me feel crappy for their actions. My dad and I got into it last night about it because, yes, I did let things go, but I've been in therapy due to my parents' divorce and being parentified, and I'm working on boundaries and learning to stick to them and protect my peace.
There you go. That's big.
That's what you need to do. My main boundary, or saying this year, if someone doesn't like me for who I am, or me in general, I'm not going to force it or be around it because I am who I am. I would apologize for being myself, and I actually just had to learn who I was on my own as a person, and therapy is great. So I was just able to talk to my dad about it and tell him I'm not going on Sunday to his side of the family Christmas. Well, he beat me to it by asking if I wasn't planning on it. I actually was in the process of getting more hours at my part-time job instead, so I actually had a valid excuse because I would rather make money than be made to feel that uncomfortable again because Murphy had recently texted me and I didn't respond because she's trying to ask if she's invited to the wedding, which my dad said he would handle because I wasn't trying to let it be spun that I'm the one in the wrong. Plus, he had to talk to his brother anyways about me RSVPing no to hers. Yeah, 2 weeks before OP's wedding, of course she's got to RSVP no. Doesn't have time.
Yeah, and OP had all her stuff figured out
2 years ago.
Well, 2 months before
Oh, yeah.
Murphy, even was engaged.
Yeah.
And 2 years ago. It's in the making. This is the wedding of the year, everyone.
So I told my dad I was working because he just wanted me to give in when I had already told him that my fiance and I are inviting my parents and grandparents together to our house for breakfast Christmas Day because I'll still get to see our grandmother and my dad that way for Christmas, just without the drama, because his oldest brother loves to start drama by making comments to get the arguments flowing. He's a 60-year-old bachelor who loves the spa and has an on and off again girlfriend who's half his age with kids, not his, but he does have 2 grown who moved out of state with their families just to paint the image of my uncle. He got upset with me about it, and I told him I'm not going to be forced about people who don't like me because I am who I am. And I have no idea what I've done for them to hate me this much. Not only that the man has had his own drama with the wedding by always adding people, even now when right before the final numbers are due to the vendors, he wants to add people. And he doesn't know how quick they add up either. But that's a story for another day. At the end of the argument, he said something about, well, I get it for this year, but we'll have to work on next year.
What? Dude.
Work on what next year?
Why are you being so weird?
What? Like, are you going to have another wedding? Are you going to have wedding 2.0? But here's the thing. We're all grown and getting married and have our own lives. So I think it's best we don't do his side's Christmas anymore and we start the tradition for the breakfast, or we can split it between my parents and their respected grandparents at their house if they get partners, because they are divorced after all. By the way, you can be partners with us by listening to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. Or I just wanted one altogether because of all the changes coming up in our lives, and the figuring out is difficult. So I just wanted one all together because I've ran all over the place this year due to the divorce. We need to just do our own extended and not worry about his brothers and their kids anymore, because now we have my in-laws. And then when we have kids, I'm definitely not going to be in that environment. And with kids comes new traditions for new generations. So long story short, am I overreacting for wanting to no longer do extended holidays with my first cousins and start doing it with just my parents' grandparents, since I'm starting a new chapter in my life? Plus, I see not long into the future for us. And that is the end of the story.
Like you said, OP, protect your peace.
Protect your peace.
It sounds like these guys are coming after it for no good reason, just because they're a little jealous about their brother. I don't know. Seems pretty silly.
No, it does. And it seems like it's something that's been passed down and they're mimicking from their dad. So I think you just don't give them the time of day.
Don't do that. And yeah, good job, OP. That's the end of that story.
And the end of the episode. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you and see you tomorrow.
Hey, don't leave yet. We've got some stories that we think you'll enjoy, so stay tuned for the next one.
My fiance just proposed. I told him to get me a new ring.
If he liked it, he should have put a good ring on it.
Clarification. So I, female 26, and my now fiance, male 29, have been together for a year and a half now. After years of trying and failing on online dating, I was determined that I would meet someone in person to succeed in dating. However, some friends at work convinced me one day to make a profile on Facebook dating, which I didn't even know was a thing at the time. As God would have it, he is the very first person I matched with.
The first person that you matched with on Facebook dating can't be that good.
You know what they say, first is the best.
The we're best?
Yep.
I don't think I've heard that one.
Yes. From the moment we started talking, things just came so naturally between us. By the way, this comes from Total Present 7043 on the r/Charlotte YouTube subreddit. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit and send them in. So, a year and a half later, our families have met and fallen in love with each other. Families fell in love with each other.
How in love?
Our friend groups have merged. I can never see us going back to how it was before. He's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
Well, that's nice.
It's gonna work out perfectly.
It's good. They're gonna get married.
This is it. So, there's no more.
This is the person they're gonna spend the rest of their life with.
No.
What?
Something's gonna happen, and something's gonna happen.
That's all I gotta say.
Now, on to some content before addressing the issue. For the first year of our relationship, he was convinced that he would not propose / get married to me without at least 2 years of dating first.
That's fair. That's fair.
This is fair.
That's very reasonable.
After talking about it further, he confessed that he had a negative view of marriage due to how he grew up. His mom had been through 2 previous marriages. She was on the 3rd by the time that we had started dating. She's happily married now to her 3rd, but in his eyes, marriage meant that the relationship relationship would eventually deteriorate. He said he saw this in his biological and first stepfather. They stopped loving and caring for his mom like they would before they were married. So his thought was that once we got married, he would do the same and hurt me/us.
But you see, this is kind of a causation correlation thing. Because the fact that their relationships failed wasn't because they got married, it's because they were bad at the relationship.
Yeah, this kind of feels like saying like, one time I saw a man not have water and become dehydrated. Therefore, I am going to be dehydrated.
Yes.
But guess what, Sophia?
No, not today.
You can hydrate, brother. So you can hydrate and you can migrate your feelings back to your partner because you will stay in love with them. I made it work. So it took us working through it in counseling and him seeing my parents' relationship to get him to open up and see that marriage can be beautiful and a true partnership. I was thrilled when he began opening up more and was willing to discuss our possible wedding wants/desires and our plans for our future together. Now, during this time, we went to our state fair.
Oh, never go to a state's fair.
Now, it's something that he never grew up doing, whereas I went every year as a child, so I had to share it with him. This was our second time going, so he knew the place that he wanted to hit first, and this included the convention center. Vendors usually set up here from local businesses. They advertise and sell their stuff with Southern charm. As we were pursuing the stalls, we came across a jewelry stand, and I started trying on rings of every design just to get an idea of what I liked. I told him the whole time that if he felt uncomfortable, we could walk away, and I would not press the issue, but he was a trooper and he let me try on all the rings I wanted to my heart's content. After about 10 minutes, I came across a ring that reminded me of my great-grandmother's, vintage style with a princess cut in the middle and a matching wedding band, see picture included. It was only $85 since it was stainless steel with Cupid zirconium stones. This will be important later, I promise. And also ICU.
Uh-oh.
I think I see you.
He's going to get like a $10 ring from unnamed corporation.
Time goes on, and out of the blue, a couple of months ago, my mom starts taking me for a girls' day every 2 weeks to get lunch and get our nails done. I was suspicious, so I asked her, and she told me the truth.
Why? Sorry, continue.
He was planning to propose some point in the near future. He had spoken to her about getting her and my father's blessing, and she was determined to make sure that I had pretty nails, quote unquote, for when he did pop the question. I wasn't allowed to know when it was, so we started getting our nails done in February, so that way I would not know when it was coming. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Okay.
This meant I got time to spend with my mom, just the two of us, and his proposal would still be a surprise. And boy, was it! Now, something to know about my fiance is he is a very introverted and private man. Whenever it comes to big emotions and talking about our feelings, it is something to be done just the two of us without a crowd to see. And his proposal reflected just that. We came home from grocery shopping, made dinner together in the kitchen like usual, and then he went to the bedroom and comes back with a big bouquet of sunflowers, my favorite, and asked if I would be his sunflower forever. Where's your reaction?
OP seems to like this. Does it read like a high school prom proposal?
Hey,
But
listen.
OP seems to like it, and that's all that matters.
So I, of course, said yes and began to cry as he swept me in his arms. And the ring in the box, the ring I bought at the state fair that brought me to tears, he had gotten it from my mom, who snuck in from my door box to get it cleaned. After slipping it on my hand, taking a few pictures and a few extra kisses, we called my parents to share the news with them. They invited us on a date night. They were having the next night to celebrate and show off the ring. Now, the moment we've been waiting for. Now, here is where the surprise continued, but the issue arose. Mom and dad's date night? Total BS.
They're divorced.
Oh, God. It turned out to be a giant gathering of my family and his and all of our friends together to celebrate.
Oh. It's lovely.
Is this good, bad?
No, that was nice.
Yeah,
so far.
Right? They've
Maybe?
been planning this party just as long as he had been planning the proposal. I walked into a receiving line of about 23 excited guests offering congratulations and asking to see my ring. Among them, my future sister-in-law. Now, she's a very nice girl, but I will say she is a bit materialistic. She likes her clothes and her purse is high-end, and she was always looking to humble brag whenever she gets a compliment on them. She looked at my ring and squealed, "Oh, it's so beautiful!" But after a couple of seconds of her looking at it closer, she openly stated, "Oh, I guess you don't care about real diamonds, do you?"
I guess you don't care about keeping your mouth shut, but minding your own dang business.
Ooh.
If OP wants to be gifted a ring that she already bought and was then stolen from her, that is her right. Don't comment on it.
She loves it.
She loved it.
She
It made her
loves
cry
it.
because
Yeah.
she picked it out and bought it. Did
It's
he
so-
refund her?
No, Sophia. That would ruin the
like
magic. Of course. So, to say my flabbers were gasted would be an understatement. Thankfully, I was the only person who heard it since we were somewhat away from the group and thankfully away from my fiance. I explained to her that I didn't care about an overly expensive ring with real diamonds and that it was the ring that made me happy. She said, well, as long as you're happy, with all the fake Southern charm that I know all too well from growing up. Now, at the time, I didn't let it get to me and I enjoyed the rest of the evening. But now, a week after the proposal, I don't know what to think. I talked it over with my mom, and I guess what irks me more than anything isn't the fact that it doesn't have real diamonds. It's the fact that I bought my own engagement ring.
Yeah. Should irk you a little bit.
Sophia, are you telling me,
Yeah.
or is what you're saying right now,
That's what I'm
is
saying.
if a woman buys a ring for herself,
Mm-hmm.
then her partner steals
it,
that
yeah.
ring and
Sure.
gives it back to her and making sure not to refund her.
Yeah.
You're telling me that might not be a cash money move.
And it just might not be. It just may not be a
Keon,
cash
I'm
money move,
flabbergasted.
John.
I'm shocked.
No, this is so chill. I like it.
So I know that my fiance was trying to be romantic and used the ring that reminded me so much of my great grandmother's. And to be honest, I do love this ring. However, I picked it out and paid for it, not thinking of it as an engagement ring. I'm a bit of a traditional girl, and I do think that a man should pick out the ring, even if he needs a little help to know what designs to look for. For context, we are currently saving money to buy a house after we get married in October of this year. We have about $10,000 saved so far, with my parents offering to match whatever we have by October 1st, so we can put that as a down payment on a house of our choosing. Now, if you were to get me a new ring, I definitely would not want something that would break our savings. It could be stainless steel and cubic zirconium, just like the one I'm wearing now, or of course it could be white gold and moissanite to save money. I hope I said that right. I'm not a materialistic girl by any means. So I am ready to accept any and all judgment for this, but would I be the a-hole if I asked my fiance to get a new ring? We have an update, but Sophia,
Ooh.
we got to talk.
The thing is, I don't think that OP is necessarily the a-hole for feeling this way. Because I think a lot of people in the comments are saying, like, why didn't she bring it up in the first place if she was, if she was feeling this way? Like, she seems to have changed her mind. But I do think probably she was overcome with emotion and was like, oh my God, I'm getting proposed to. And she's like, I did like the ring, but now it's reflecting on it, which is, when most of our thoughts happen is when we reflect on something, we realize, oh, actually, that does kind of irk me. Like, I paid for that ring.
Yeah.
You didn't even give me money for that ring. I think that she's right to have those feelings. I don't know necessarily how she would approach the conversation though, because I think you would have to do it carefully.
Yeah, I mean, I say we've been giggling and goofing the whole time, but I think she is well within her right to not want that. I do not think it is a unreasonable ask.
No.
And you know what? I mean, she could be honest in that, like, hey, initially maybe it's just she was so happy over the proposal, it kind of didn't like really register, but now that she's kind of had like a few days to sit and process, it's that feeling is kind of like, I feel like that's a fair,
approach it. I mean, even approaching it from the kind of mindset of, hey, I was so excited to by the idea of marrying you that I didn't even think about this. And I still am so excited. I just, have been thinking about the ring a little bit now.
Yeah. We need more than $85 maybe.
87. I mean, the thing is, it was $0.
Yes.
More than $0.
Yes.
More than theft. That's the problem. There were no money spent.
But ladies and gentlemen, we have an update.
Woo!
So let's get into it. First off, I want to thank all of you for giving me the much needed dose of reality. Sorry for yelling. You guys were totally right. If I loved the ring before showing it to anybody, then why the heck should I care what other people think? And why would I let a materialistic snob get inside my head? I was definitely letting her get under my skin with her comments when I really should have just shut her out. I also love what a lot of you suggested about waiting until a year or more to replace the ring on one of our anniversaries. After all, we have been working so hard to save up our money for a place to live, and that is much more important to me than having a ring. Now, on to the drama that has unfolded since the first post. After reading a lot of y'all's comments and responses, I decided I was going to tune out my future sister-in-law's negativity and love my ring for all its beauty. I wasn't even going to bring it up to my fiance, especially since I didn't want to cause a rift between them and have him look at his sister in a negative light. However, he ended up coming to me about her comments. It turns out that she ended up texting him a couple of nights ago about my ring. From what he told me, she was asking him why he proposed too soon since he was going to wait longer originally, and why didn't he propose with the real stone, and if he was too cheap to spoil me with the real deal.
Dang, she's got things to say.
And it's like, do we need to say these things?
No, we don't need to say any of these things.
It's not our business.
Yeah.
Come on. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was one thing to say something to me, woman to woman, and maybe we could just let it go from there. But oh boy, I had no idea she would go to her brother with such ugly comments. Needless to say that he was fuming at this point when retelling the story to me. Something to know about my fiance, he is the least confrontational person I know. He is always one to try and talk it out with someone before it can escalate into a fight. However, he is fiercely loyal and a protective man. Anytime anybody has ever said anything negative to me or about or our relationship, he has always been swift to defend me and us at any cost. So he texted back, why would you even say something like that? Since when did it matter to you whether or not I gave her a diamond? I don't recall you guys being best friends and her sharing her opinions with you, because if she had, you would know that she doesn't care about having a real stone or not. She's not like you, and she doesn't need anything flashy or expensive to know that I love her.
Nope, he's like, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Her response to this text message, sister-in-law says,
wait, do the big mouth voice.
They hate the voice.
They hate it? I like it.
I don't know.
Just do it for the oh my gosh.
I'll do it. Oh my gosh. Oh. There's no need to be so dramatic. Oh. I'm just saying every girl deserves to know that she is valued in the eyes of her man. After all, I know that's what David, her boyfriend of 4 years, would do for me if he ever proposed. Well, guess what? He hasn't.
D for dump you.
Got you. Here's where maybe he was possibly the a-hole. He shot back, oh really? Because I seem to remember you complaining for the past year and a half about how he's never brought up the topic of marriage to you.
Ooh, burn.
Seems to me you're so wrapped up in my engagement because you know that David will never propose to you. You might want to think about that the next time you try to say something witchy to me or my fiance.
Dang! Sister's gonna need some aloe vera for that burn. Because that's a 3rd degree.
That is toasty skin.
Ouchie.
Sweet baby Jesus. I could have married him right there on the spot. I was so proud of him for putting her in her place. Well, what happened next was unexpected. Sister-in-law went silent. No responses, no comebacks. He didn't hear back from her, but the next day she called me. Ooh. And dang, did I not expect what she said. She apologized to me.
What? Shock.
Here we are. People are growing.
Sometimes people get read the rights and they go, wow, shouldn't have done that.
You're correct. She said after what my fiance said about her and David, she realized that she was being a witch and didn't mean it as a dig towards me. She said before I came over, she was trying to hint at David about now that her brother and I were engaged, that it would be their turn soon enough. Apparently, David didn't take the hint, which pissed her off. And when I came over, she saw my ring and got even more pissed. She apologized again, saying she was pushing her jealousy and hurt onto me, and she hoped I could forgive her.
Wow.
Forgive or not, Sophia?
Absolutely. I think if someone
Why?
comes to you with a genuine apology and says, you know, I realized that it was my own kind of insecurities about my relationship and I should have never done that, absolutely I would forgive. You know, because I mean, they made some nasty comments, but we read so many stories where people make nasty comments and they get called out on it and then they double down.
Yes.
The fact that, I mean, owning up to your mistakes and owning up to being wrong is so hard. Like, that is something that I struggle with. Like, it is hard to do. So
Yes.
if you have a person in your life who does that, absolutely, I think, you know, I would accept that apology.
By the way, if you want to forgive yourself for not listening to every single podcast episode we've ever published, I have one thing you need to do right now.
What is it?
Or I will be the most furious human that has ever been birthed on this earth. on this rock.
Furiosa.
Go to Spotify, Apple, or iHeart, search OK Storytime, and listen to over 2,000 episodes of our podcast. But Sophia, right before we get into this ending of the story, I mean, kind of cute, kind of good so far, right?
Wrong, John.
Kind of great.
Wrong.
Tell me.
I think everyone in the freaking Reddit comments, and also her husband's like lashing out at, or her fiance's lashing out at her, at his sister, has made OP forget what the real problem is here.
You're so right.
He stole a ring.
Dude, we completely forgot about
She's
that.
being gaslit into thinking that she was wrong for having like doubts about that. This is crazy.
So Opie says, I told her I'd absolutely forgive her and that I was sorry that David was such a clueless dummy. Lol. Dang, David catching strays. I also suggested she sit down with David and have a real conversation about their future and when/if he thought he would propose to her. She agreed, apologized one more time, and then we said goodbye. So there you have it. We worked it out with sister-in-law. I'm back to loving my ring for all its beauty.
She's gaslit herself. I don't believe you.
And I have a fiance, no longer a boyfriend, whom I adore and who adores me as well. Maybe we'll upgrade my ring in the future, but I mean, who knows?
Okay.
I mean, who knows? Maybe
She's
we
like,
won't.
maybe in the future he'll buy me a ring. I don't know. I don't care.
He'll go to
Fine.
Temu and put an order in. All that matters is that we love each other.
That's true.
And we are happy.
This is true. But are you happy?
Are you?
My brother's wife is cheating on him. I don't know how to tell him.
They're cheating.
My little bro has been married to his wife for 5 years. They've been together since they were 14 and 15. The relationship has always been fairly rocky in that they fight a lot, and she has quite serious, so far undiagnosed, mental health issues, possibly bipolar, but not sure. They are in huge amounts of debt because she has crazy spending habits and basically can't afford to live because they're paying off literally dozens of loans and credit cards.
Oh.
By the way, this comes from Nymphadora85, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. So, I am good friends with my sister-in-law. We chat a lot, she trusts me, and I try to support her in getting help for her mental health problems. But she struggles to actually get help / is convinced that she's fine as the world around her burns to the ground. She met a colleague, 24 male, at a new job just under a year ago and basically fell in love with him.
Oh.
And later turned out he fell in love with her.
Oh.
She started out saying it wasn't a problem, they could be friends and colleagues, etc. It started to get worse when they joined a gym together and basically spent every night at the gym.
It's Riley's worst nightmare.
Then she'd go back to his flat, shower, and change, and they'd hang out, and eventually she'd head home. It progressed to them spending every waking moment together while my brother works 2 jobs trying to pay back all the debts. If you saw their Facebook profiles, you'd assume they were a couple. And this is just going on and no one's stopping it?
Dude, yeah, and the guys, he's working 2 jobs to try and pay off all her debt.
He's probably not even looking at Facebook.
He has no time.
He's too busy.
Wow.
She confided in me a few months back that they'd almost had spicy sleep and she wanted to, but they didn't have protection.
Oh.
I would / should have spoken to my brother back then, but the next time I speak to her a day or so later, she says her and brother have had a big makeup, all is right with the world, new guy is history, etc. So I drop it. No.
Dang.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what OP and her brother's relationship is, but I'm not keeping, if my brother had a partner like this, I'd be like, no, I've already told him.
Yeah.
Like I told him yesterday.
Dude. Yeah, that is not tenable.
Then a few days ago, she tells me all that was a lie. Her and bro have never made up. She literally hasn't even spoken to him about it. He's just ignoring the whole situation and hoping she'll see sense and ditch the new guy. Bro told me that he trusts her. He just doesn't trust new guy. But I know that it's her that he shouldn't be trusting as she orchestrated the whole thing by her own admission. And every time new guy says they should break it off because she's married, she ropes him back in by her own admission. I asked her if they'd had spicy sleep. She said no, but they'd done other stuff. She's full cheated.
She's full cheated.
She's full cheated.
Yeah.
And she's being so blasé about it.
Right. And this also could be trickle truthing too. So it could be even more than what she's admitting to. Like
Absolutely. And the fact that OP is not divulging this information immediately to her brother is mind-boggling to me.
We got to do that ASAP.
I got the impression she was lying. Even if it were just other stuff, when I asked her what that meant, she said oral, hands, kissing. OP's like, I got the impression she was lying. Who cares? Who cares? She just admitted that they did all that.
But she's like, oh, I just did other stuff.
She's like, she still didn't go all the way, so it's not cheating.
Yeah, it's just other stuff, you know, like it's
That's
just
crazy.
it's okay.
That's crazy. I know my brother would still see that as cheating. Anyone would see that as cheating.
That is literally cheating.
Anyone with eyes would see that as cheating.
Guys.
There are other major issues apart from the cheating and debt. For example, he desperately wants a family. She does not, but will continue to tell him in a few years to keep him hanging on, even though she has said herself to me that she does not want children at all. They're at a point in life where they will need to move houses within the next 3 to 6 months. From a logistics/finance POV, if they're going to separate, it would make sense to do so before investing in a new place to live. We have space for my bro, and he's welcome. She has already said to me that she would move in with a new guy if they did separate. I love both my brother, and I did love my sister-in-law. I can see that this is crushing my bro, but he's not one to confide in people or share problems. I mean, neither are you. I can see that I will lose my friendship with sister-in-law over this. Why would you want to be friends with her? But my brother comes first. Yeah, after like 6 to 10 business days,
Yeah.
I realized over the last few months that my sister-in-law is not a nice person. I'm not sure if I want to stay friends with her after all this anyway. I just have no idea how to tell him this, and even whether or not he'd believe me. I fear he will withdraw and hide away once he knows that I know about their marriage problems. I'm stuck in the middle of a situation where whatever happens, everyone's hurting, and I don't even know if I should intervene, let alone how I should. I think I should intervene, but I guess I need confirmation from you guys that it's the right thing to do before I go and bugger everything up. Edit. Sorry, I don't think my post was very clear. I only got the full picture and knew for definite she was cheating yesterday. The incident 6 to 8 weeks ago, she told me that she had confessed an emotional affair to bro. They'd made up and everything was okay. At the time, I had no reason to think she was lying about that. Also, some relevant context that I realized I should have added to explain why this is hard for me to know I'm doing the right thing and why I needed validation. I got personally blamed by my crazy, harmful mother for my parents' divorce, even though their issues began before I was born, and it literally wasn't my fault. A part of me is scared that I'm going to get accused again of breaking up a marriage for craps and giggles. Although my brother knows our mom is crazy, he's not very open with stuff, so I don't know for certain that a part of him doesn't believe I'm the cause of our parents' divorce. And even if only a little part of him does, deep down, he might think I'm just doing the same to him and his wife. I don't know. Growing up with a harmful parent throws out all of your normal when it comes to relationships, hence me needing normal people to tell me what to do. Thanks for all the advice so far. And there is another edit that is longer, so we can, and an update.
Oh.
But before we get into those, do you have any thoughts, John?
Oh, man. So many thoughts. Just to quickly address what they just said, any parents that make their child think that the divorce was the child's fault is the worst people ever.
Worst people.
That's just number one. Opie has had the misfortune of being surrounded by
Bad
not
people.
good people.
Yeah.
But back to the issue at hand. Yeah, like not only should you be talking to your brother, but it's like it seems the brother is just like, okay, yeah, I'll just like ignore it and hope it goes away. And it's like, dude, like it's only gonna get worse.
Yeah.
If you
He's burying his head in the sand.
Yeah, and you know, it seems like he's very, non-confrontational, and like I do get it's like this isn't his mess, and he's maybe like afraid to bring it up, and he's the victim in this scenario. But at the end of the day, like it's all just gonna be worse.
It's all there.
I don't know.
You're just putting a rug over poop.
Yeah, and that's stinky.
Yeah.
Super
and it's just
stinky.
going to make your house smell terrible.
Yeah.
But let's get into this edit.
Ooh.
Edit 2, just want to add some further clarification as I'm getting a lot of comments misunderstanding when I knew information from. My fault, not commenters. The timeline is confusing. 2 months ago, sister-in-law and I were talking and she told me the extent of her and new guy's emotional affair. This came up because bro had found text messages between them telling each other they loved each other. Apologies for missing this fact as it's important to the timeline. So we knew about this before I did. A day later, I asked her what's happening because I spent the night before telling her she and bro should separate if this is not what they want, etc. And she, to an extent, agreed. But then she told me her and bro had had a big heart-to-heart, had made up, and when I asked about new guy, she said he was not a problem. So I took that to mean she dumped him. And at the time, I had no reason to think she was lying. I mentioned this in a comment, but not in the original post, as I didn't feel it was relevant. But now I think it explains why I didn't take any further action right then. I was massively preoccupied with losing a pregnancy. 2, now 3 days ago, I had massive conversations with her that started about her health issues. She told me then that all the crazy spending was part of her issues and it was a lot worse than they'd ever made out. Before, they both said it was just because of an educational private loan for a master's and that she was doing it on purpose. I had no idea of this before 2 days ago. She also divulged all the info about new guy, and when I asked about her and bro making up 2 months ago, she admitted she lied and she hadn't even spoken to him since then. 24 hours ago, I saw both of them together, and something my brother said assured me that she was not lying about what she told me, and she was really cheating. I also realized that she'd been using me as another risk take and playing games with me. I am pissed. I am not on her side. I am 100% with my brother. I have every intention of telling him. I've arranged to see him today. I just needed advice on how to tell him, which I have got, so thanks. And there is an update.
Whoa.
So I've spoken to my brother. I was literally so nervous I felt sick, but it actually was a lot more okay than I expected. He'd guessed something was up. I was worried about her being there, so I told him I needed help with my car. He immediately apologized for basically kidnapping him under false pretenses and told him everything I knew. Sister-in-law had already told him that she'd lied to me to see if I would betray her and tell him. She's like, I tested you and you failed. He saw through that and knew she was lying. He didn't know the full extent of their affairs, so I told him everything she'd told me, plus the additional info about her not wanting children and the debt stuff. He didn't know that she didn't want children and was understandably hurt.
Oh,
By the way, I'd be hurt if you didn't listen to full episodes with stories just like this.
so hurt.
Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up Storytime. But let's finish this off.
Go.
He's going to have a talk with her and see what she says. He said if she tells the truth about everything and ends it with a new guy, he could possibly see forgiving her and moving on.
Oh.
I told him I thought that was a mistake. It's true. Due to the children and debts and the fact that she won't accept help / take medication for her mental health issues means that even without the affair, his future with her is, in my opinion, bleak and miserable. I've told him that I'm there for him 100%, and he has a room at our house from whenever he needs it, even if it's at 3 a.m. or very short notice, it doesn't matter. I told him that for the meantime, I will not have any involvement with sister-in-law and that there's no way I can ever be friends with her ever again, even if they do magically fix things and live happily ever after. Good on you, OP. I'm proud of you. He understood and agreed that she was a crap person. Now, all I can do is wait and hope that he leaves her and moved on to have a happy, healthy life. Thanks, everyone. And there is a third edit.
Oh.
I think to really finish us off.
The epilogue.
I, my husband, and older brother have all been blocked on Facebook. Crap's going down.
By the
sister-in-law, I believe.
Great. Thanks for doing
Honestly,
that for us.
yeah.
Thank-
Made it
like-
easier. Didn't have to look you up.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah, I'm just hoping that the brother bites the bullet and divorces her.
I am praying because I guess back to the whole thing of like, oh, they met when they were like 14, 15.
Yeah.
It's like, that's all you know. And
all
I
you
could
know.
see the brother kind of just getting in this, the warped reality field and being like, oh, well, it's like
There's nothing else.
There's nothing
Yeah.
else. And like, we've known each other like our whole, like, adolescent to adult lives. Like, oh, I'll just stick it out and hope for the best. But
Yeah.
it seems like he is, although we've teetered on the edge, it does seem like ultimately he's going to land on the side of not being with her.
I am hoping. I'm hoping.
Fingers crossed, ladies and
Fingers
gentlemen.
crossed. But proud of OP
Yes.
for sticking to her thoughts and saying, I don't want to ever see that sister-in-law in my
Mhm.
town again.
She had her thoughts,
She
and
stuck
she
to 'em.
stuck to him.
Yep.
I've been married to my husband for a month, and I just found out he's having an affair with my sister.
Short marriage, long month.
I've been in shock since I found out. We've been married for a month.
Aye.
He's been having the affair with my sister since before we got engaged back in November.
Aye.
My sister is 8 months pregnant.
Ooh.
Her husband was the one who discovered the affair, and he is divorcing her. He had to get a test done on the advice of his aunt, who is a solicitor, to make sure their 1.5-year-old son was his child. But my sister doesn't yet know if her husband or my husband is the father of her baby.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia!
Here we go again.
By the way, this comes from user offmychestthrowaway276, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. So, I will be seeking a divorce, even though my husband wants us to go to counseling and stay married. Well, Good job. I'm an advocate, a barrister, which is some sort of English law stuff. So I won't have any trouble finding a solicitor at least. The law only takes adultery into consideration as to why the marriage broke down and not for how the assets are divided or settled. However, at least I will not have to pay him support since we were only married for a month before I moved out of our flat. I will never speak to my sister again, no matter how much she begs me to forgive her, and I'm not staying married to my husband, no matter how much he begs me to stay. I don't believe either of them when they say they are sorry, not one bit.
And I wouldn't believe them either. I said it before and I'll say it again. She lied to you for 9 months.
Yeah, dude.
9 months.
She's been lying.
Lying. Why are you always lying?
She's always walking around with those hot pants on because they're on fire. We have some comments here before we get into the update. Comment 1, I'm so sorry for their betrayal. I would never speak to her ever again either. Comment 2, since you've only been married for a month, is an annulment an option? So sorry for what you're going through. Sis and hubby are both trash. Commenter 3, they are only sorry they got caught. OP, this is one of the worst ways to be cheated on. F them both. You are better than them. I hope the kid is your husband's so that you and your ex-brother-in-law don't have to be tied to these losers anymore. Number 4, OP, the law may limit your legal entitlements. However, the threat of exposure in alleging adultery and the publication of his and your sister's adulterous acts may cause his willingness to provide you a stipend or settlement in excess of the customary entitlement. Absent that, blow them both up with family, friends, acquaintances, and social media. Both merit the absolute worst. Good luck to you. Please keep us apprised. And we do have an update 10 months
Whoa, 10 months later. So baby born. Baby born.
Potentially.
I'm really hoping that OP is like doing great in freaking, I don't know, Fiji, living life, has 2 hotties on either arm and not even thinking about her sister or that pathetic excuse of a man.
Update. People who say you should get over it when someone cheats on you have no idea what it's like. Last June, I, female 37, found out my husband, male 39, was having an affair with my 27-year-old sister.
Yeah.
I had been married for a month. The affair began before I was engaged. My sister's husband, male 27, was the one who first found out. When it was discovered, my sister was about 8 months pregnant with a baby girl, and it turned out my ex-husband is the father.
Yeah, I mean, they said that she was 8 months pregnant, and I think they said the affair began like 9 months ago.
Yeah, that timing is timing up.
Not looking good for them. And clearly proven right.
Ow. Apparently, he was furious when he found out because he didn't want children.
Too freaking bad. Hope he didn't want a cheating husband, so, you know.
My ex-husband and I met in an online dating group for people who don't want children or to date people who have children from former relationships. My ex-husband and my sister both begged me to forgive them. My sister said she can't help it, that she fell in love with him, and my ex-husband said he couldn't be blamed for what happened.
Wow, they're doing a really bad job at asking for forgiveness.
Yeah. They're like, can you forgive us because it's entirely not our fault?
They're like, we couldn't help it.
And it's, yeah.
What was I supposed to do? Forgive me. I'm not apologizing, but forgive me.
I'm begging. I couldn't believe they thought what they did could be forgiven and forgot. My ex-husband didn't want a divorce, and neither did my sister from my former brother-in-law.
Who cares what you guys want?
Yeah. OP says, guess what? I'm divorced now.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Shock.
As you should be. I'm an advocate known as a barrister in the rest of the UK, so I was fortunate to already know the best solicitors who could represent me in my divorce. Since I was only married for a month before I sought a divorce and moved out of our flat, I did not have to pay my ex-husband maintenance, and the divorce did not take long. It's a different story for my sister and my former brother-in-law. They were married for longer. They own property and they have a son together who was 17 months old when the affair was discovered. My sister may end up having to pay spousal and child maintenance since she earns more. Their divorce is ongoing. I haven't spoken with my former brother-in-law since I first left my ex-husband, but I feel badly for him. He was devastated when he found out about the affair and the baby not being his child. He didn't deserve any of that. People who say you should just get over it when someone cheats, you have no idea what you're talking about. I have never felt pain like this before. It wasn't even just emotional, it was physical as well. I'm still heartbroken over this. I had no idea anything could hurt so much. I'm going to start seeing a counselor, but it doesn't feel like enough. I haven't seen or spoken to my ex-husband since I moved out of our flat. The only contact during the divorce was through our solicitors. He doesn't exist to me, and neither does my sister. I haven't seen or spoken to my sister since shortly after I left my ex-husband, and I never want to see her again. She, for all intents and purposes, does not exist. I don't think I'll ever heal from this. Well, we're definitely really hurt.
Absolutely.
We're in a lot of pain, and it hurts real bad.
And hope you just know you will heal.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a long time, and you're always gonna have like a part of that with you, but it's a part that's going to protect you, and it's going to kind of help you learn and
You're Gandalf
and spot some of these red flags maybe in the future, but it will heal just slowly.
You're just not going to be the same
You're not gonna be the same person.
Just a little different. I'm fortunate my parents, my other sister, and most of my family support me and have disowned my traitorous sister and no longer have contact with her. Anyone who tells me I should forgive her or chooses her over me gets removed from my life with no second chance. I don't ever want to hear anything about either one of them again. From what my ex-husband's solicitor said during my divorce, they, the sister and my ex-husband, plan to marry after she is granted a divorce. Okay, cool.
Oh man.
Are we not rocking with that, right? I'm not rocking with that.
Oh man. But maybe they're like, oh, but we're having a baby.
Oh yeah, they're like, it's so exciting. What an exciting time.
Well, it might not even be like, oh, the excitement. It might just be like, we have to get married because we're having a baby.
But can you imagine just the veneer over it of everyone being like, we're so excited. We're having a baby. Oh, how did we get pregnant? I'll tell you later. I'll tell you when the kid's 15.
I'll tell you when you're older. You're like, I'm 35. I'll tell you when you're older.
Yeah. I haven't heard anything about either one of them since then. I try not to even think about either of them. They were two of the people I loved most in the world, and they did something that I'll never heal from. They are selfish, and they destroyed me, and anyone who says I should get over this or forgive and forget has no idea what it is like. And we have some comments here. Comment 1, thank you for the update. You and your brother-in-law are both making the best possible decision. You're right. Your ex and your ex-sister are horrible, selfish people. They hurt so many, and do whatever you can to protect your peace and mental health. I'm so sorry they did this to you. Honestly, I'd recommend blocking anyone who says you need to forgive them and move on. No, you don't. You may at some point in the future need to explore forgiveness from the point of view of easing the weight on your heart. Were we all paying attention? That's what we do. But process it at your own rate. But I think we should do that like real fast as possible. Lessen the weight in your own heart space. Don't feel pressured to offer forgiveness to either of them.
Nope.
I wish you the best of luck in the future. Commenter 2, guarantee the only reason sister's marrying the ex at this point is because he's all she has and she's been disowned by the entire family. It's a marriage of convenience. Something tells me that's going to be one toxic relationship, as I'm sure there'll be resentment there from both of them, and they'll have no one to blame but themselves. All I can say for the ex who never wanted kids, karma. While I feel for the kid, I hope the kid doesn't grow up with parents that resent him. They don't deserve that. Commenter 3, I'm so sorry. Never mind your ex. What a betrayal from your own sister. Couldn't even imagine. Number 4, do something really special for yourself, like a trip, an activity, a shopping spree, whatever it is. You deserve whatever small joys you can find. As much as it hurts, think about them together. Her just having had a baby and he gets distant or angry or aloof. She will forever be looking over her shoulder wondering if he's cheating. She deserves to live in that misery. They might stay together, but they'll be miserable. And by the way, you'll never be miserable.
No,
if you take your thumbs and you mosey on over to your podcast platform of choice.
Take them over.
Be it Spotify or iHeartRadio or Apple Podcasts. And you just use those little thumbs and you go boop, boop, beep, boop, bop, boop,
Use
boop,
those
boop.
little digits.
And that's me searching OK Storytime.
It might be a little bit hard to use just your thumbs.
I type with my thumb exclusively.
With your thumbs?
Exclusively. On my phone.
Hold on. I'm genuinely blanking on how I use my phone.
Just
I
pretend.
might
You
text.
use the second hand to support it, and then
Okay,
you use
okay.
your thumbs.
Oh, no, I do use my thumbs. Everyone, it's fine. Yeah, I do. Sorry, I just forgot how I do it. I use my thumbs.
I'm going to trade you. Here, you can take this
Okay.
one. I'll take that one.
Confirmed,
Because that
I
was
use
the
my
end of that
thumbs.
story. That is the end of that story.